Welcome to Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday. On behalf of Olivia Vo, who is not here at the time, and myself, we want to welcome you. This is a place where entrepreneurs from around the world can gather to connect, partner, and profit. Week 1 of each month is elevator pitches, collaborations, referral partnerships, and building relationships with one another. Week 2 is masterminds. This is where you can bring your most pressing entrepreneurial problems and get help from the group, because after all, iron sharpens iron. Week 3, this is our wealth building group, our PIG club, passive income generators. We talk about philanthropy because everyone in this group wants to make a positive impact with their lives for generations to come. So that's the week that you come and learn about building wealth and giving back to the world. The last week of the month is professional and personal development. It's where we have guest speakers. If you have a topic that would be of interest to entrepreneurs, please get with me and we'll arrange a time for you to come and tell us your subject matter expertise. So although this week is elevator pitches, we do have a guest speaker. Am I correct, Claudio? You want to tell us a little bit about what to expect later on today?
Yeah, I just sent him a message about 15 minutes ago. Hopefully everything is still okay, but he told me he'd be showing up around noon. His name is Michael Del Toro. He is the co-founder, president, and CEO of the Five Diamond Travel Club. And if you love to travel, you're going to love this program. I think one of the things that I appreciated the fact that it is not a network marketing company, so it's not an MLM. They do give you a referral bonus if you do join, so you can refer people and, earn sort of an affiliate fee, but it doesn't go beyond that. There's no team building or anything like that. Basically, they offer up to about 65% in savings on just about everything you can ever imagine. You want tickets to a sporting event, you want to go eat at a certain restaurant, you want to go shop at Walmart or whatever stores that they're affiliated with. It includes all the obvious, the hotels, the resorts, the flights, the cruise ships, shuttles, taxi, car rentals, you name it. Anything travel related, they have connections to, and you can save money with them. So the one thing that I loved about it, the certain memberships can be a little bit steep. However, the one that I bought myself gives me 2 free trips a year, one to the US, one international. You pay the taxes that they would normally charge you for the room. Obviously, you have to pay for your flight still. But you get to stay basically for whatever the taxes are for that unit, which usually doesn't go more than about $65 a night, I think, is the most expensive. But that's for a very luxurious room. On top of that, they give you 2 one-time trips that you have to use or at least book within 18 months. Again, same deal. You pay for your flight. You pay for your, I'm not sure if the meals you have to pay for as well. You only pay the taxes, but the trips are valued at over $20,000. Like these are 2-level suites, villas, or whatever you want to call them. That's where the celebrities hang out. So it's they're really amazing trips. So yeah, there's a lot of great things that you can get for them. Michael is a super, super nice guy. Just a quick story. I was in Mexico not that long ago, Playa del Carmen, about almost an hour away from Cancun airport. He actually came to meet me at the airport just to say hello. He had just left church. He had his mother, his wife, and his 3 kids. He drove 45 minutes just to come to the airport to shake my hand and say hello. We chatted for about 5 minutes, then we went through security. I don't know if anybody else that would do that, but that was really impressive. I was really impressed with that kind of service. And I've reached out to him on weekends and evenings or whatever, through Messenger, and he responds usually right away. He'll even jump on a Zoom to help me, do something or whatever. And he's just a super nice guy. So yeah, you're gonna like listening to him.
And, we're having him this week. Sometimes these people, they, just like all of us, they're extremely busy and their schedule doesn't always dictate that they can come on the 3rd Friday. So I went ahead, and sometimes we have to be flexible, right? So even though today is the first week of the month, which we're going to get into that here shortly before he gets on here, So anyways, I just wanted Claudio to give us a little bit of background history so y'all would be familiar before he gets here, so we can spend the majority of the time with him telling us about the program and how we can benefit from doing that. Next on the list, Bruce, you were at the big table and Generation Wealth, the W, at Laurel's big table. You want to give us a quick overview of that?
Yeah, that was an amazing events back to back. The Gen W event was first. Each of them were 2.5 days, and we had Zig Ziglar. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Zig Ziglar. His son Tom was one of the keynotes at both events.
Oh wow!
He touched
Love
on
him.
2 different topics, and it was it was pretty amazing. And then on the big table event, Glenn Morshower, who everybody's probably seen him in at least one movie or TV show. He's been in lots. One of the 2 things that he's very well known for is on the series 24. He was the head of the department that was in there, as well as he was the general in pretty much all of the Transformer movies. And but his keynote was just phenomenal about just being serious about building your business and your reputation and everything. So anyway, so those were a couple of the big keynote names. But the generational wealth, some people were thinking, okay, this is just going to be another spin, or rehashing the big table business building, wealth building stuff. But it wasn't. It was definitely, there was just a tiny bit of an overlap, but not that much. But it was really about how do you create generational wealth in a way that it's protecting the wealth and passing it on to multiple generations. This is just like the Rothschilds, is you own nothing and control everything, meaning your trusts own everything and you control the trusts. And the trust, there's no probate. On where a will, there's a probate. So you'll never guess who one of the speakers that showed up for the generational wealth, Forbes Riley and her daughter McKenna. Man, McKenna is I think today is her birthday. She turns 20 today. She is just a phenomenal speaker in her own right, and describing how her mindset as a teenager, actually from a little kid, to have this entrepreneurial mind. And it's just,
I'd like to say something about McKenna right quick, in case y'all haven't followed them or don't know the backstory. She's the power behind Forbes Riley.
Yep.
She's the back door. I mean, she is doing all the behind the scenes, all of the social media, all of the stuff. I mean, taking care of the business contracts. I mean, this kid has been really phenomenal. So it's going to be really amazing to me to watch her, to see how she comes out on her own. And I remember
she has her own training in that to get everything, to help you get
in
things
fact, she went to the ClickFunnels event. Forbes took her to ClickFunnels event, and I guess at one time they had brought her up stage because she had found some holes or some issues or something with the funnels, and got with Russell Brunson, and it was pretty cool. I mean, she really is really good at that.
Wow.
So anyways,
she absolutely floored everybody in that room as far as the content and how she talked. And I mean, they mentioned that Forbes, when everything locked down, Forbes, okay, her in-person events, it's like, hey, we're done. And McKenna's like, no, we're not. We're gonna go online and we're gonna get this thing done. And so she put everything in place, and Forbes said she was surprised, like she'd wake up in the morning and there was several, lots of sales and that. It's like, wow, this really works. So,
Yes. And,
but
and some,
what
go
really
ahead.
is crazy is they don't or didn't have their estate set up yet. They didn't have trusts in place. They didn't have all this strategy that Laurel is talking about of protecting your generational wealth. I was really blown away that Forbes, they didn't have that in place.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
think a lot of those movie star type people, they expect everybody to take care of them, and they think the money's going to stay, coming forever. And if they're not careful, that's why a lot of them end up broke.
yeah,
Truly it is.
So maybe they'll start working with Laurel one-on-one.
yeah. That's what they said, that they're definitely working together. But also Laurel's daughter is 16, and her and McKenna are going to be working together and putting another program together for, I don't know what that's going to involve, but so they've got a little competition. Laurel said, well, maybe my daughter will actually be a millionaire by the time she's 18, and because McKenna was 19 when she hit $1 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really packed content wise, and because anybody that bought the NFTs through Laurel, had a free pass to this generational wealth conference, and the VIP, as a VIP with the one NFT that I bought, I get the recordings of all of the stuff. So I'm really looking forward to being able to review all of that, because it was so packed. But yeah, it was really great stuff. But one of the key really takeaways on structure to protect everything is you have your revocable trust and irrevocable trust. Okay, the irrevocable trust is for asset protection. That's where you put your homes, your cars, those type of things. And your revocable trust is just everything else that you want to pass on to anybody, whether it's, your furniture, your paintings, or whatever. And then you have your entities, the basic entity structure that Laurel talks about is your main company that you're doing business as, your operating company. In my case, it's Actualize Your Full Potential, LLC. Then you have your management company, which is I set up as a Nevada-based company. That's what owns all of your intellectual property, right? Your copyrights, and owns all the things that are key to your business. And then you have an agreement that your operating company is able to utilize that material. So that way, because your operating company is your front public facing company, that's what your customers are dealing with. So that's what's at risk. So if you have some sort of a lawsuit that comes in, they can't touch your stuff,
Okay,
your
I
courses and
gotcha.
your books and everything, because that's owned by your management company.
Smart.
And so the other part of this on the generational wealth to protect everything is your revocable trust owns 98%, let's say, just a majority percentage, whatever 75%, 98%, whatever you want to do, owns the majority of shares in one of those companies and a minimal share in the other. And the irrevocable trust, it's the opposite. It owns the majority in the company that the other one only has a minority. So they're crossing over.
Okay.
So it's just a way of protecting it. And you you are the trust owns the company. Okay. And you are a managing member of the company. So even though you don't own the company, you still control everything that's going on in the company. I mean, it was just the whole layout is like, wow. So it's just a great strategy, and they had a special deal because they actually have a great team that's working together for attorney for setting up the trust and the wills and everything, as well as a tax strategist. And then of course, Scott Arden is the entity expert and how to also has the background in what type of trust structure and company structure, how you want everything tying together. And that, so they had a special deal that's all inclusive, $3,500 to set up your trust. And they're normally like $5,000 to $10,000 each. And they're going to be, they said the end of the year, they're going to actually jump up to that pricing. But so anyway, yeah, that's just
Okay, let's back up on that. $3,500. Now, what's that going to include? Because that's a crazy price.
a setting up, actually setting up the trust in that I'm getting going to be getting packets sent to me that they said the one of them is really thick, because you got to identify all of your power of attorney on general power of attorney, your medical power of attorney, and all these different things, and what different things you want in each trust and who's going to be the trustee and everything else. So this includes all of the material to identify that. They're going to hold your hand and figuring out how to, set everything up, as well as having a local attorney that they work with to what do you call it? Sign it, get it, put their stamp of approval on it, because it's got to have an attorney to do that. And then, figuring out how properly to get your businesses tied into the trust for the true asset protection and liability protection for you. So it's going to have all of these consults with the attorneys and tax strategists and everything all included, and help you to get your, like, for transferring my home and my car into the trust. That's going to, walking me through that. And so it's different things like that, because a lot of people say, well, I can just go on to LegalZoom and get that there. That doesn't, they're not that valid, and you have to still pay for an actual attorney and all these different things to, get it done, because there's people that have set up a trust, but the attorney or whoever, they didn't say that you need to fund the trust. In other words, you need to transfer your assets into the trust, so to actually be valid. And so anyway, that it's all inclusive on this stuff. So
So you mentioned a revocable and an irrevocable trust. Does the 3,500 include both, or
no,
just
it's
one?
each.
Each one. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like, well, for this price, I'm jumping on it, because it's going to take, because it said, I forget which one I don't know if it's both of them or one of them in particular, that it can take about 3 months flow time to get everything set up, documented, and actually the assets moved over on that. So I said, well, okay, I'm not really, I got to figure out how I want to do all this and who I want to, you know, have as the trustees and everything else. So I said, well, you can, you know, get them now, and we get the ball rolling, you can start working on it, and then not actually like get everything funded
Filed,
until
yeah.
next year and that. So, so anyway, yeah, it's just amazing stuff. But one of the other speakers was talking about fundability for getting your business funding for like loans and everything, credit. It said that your company, the banks and the lenders are not lending to your company. They're lending to you as the principal of the company. So how fundable you are is what matters. What's your credit usage, your lend, you know, how you handle your payments and how on time you are and everything else. But also, if you're using true business credit cards that are tied to your EIN, not your social security number. So one of the key big ways of checking that is he listed a lot of banks that say they're business credit cards, but they're not. They show up on your personal credit report. And that's a big no-no. That will screw up your fundability in a big way. But this is based on how your borrowing practices are, determines your fundability. Your FICO score, the only thing that's used for is after they determine whether you're fundable or not. The FICO score determines the amount that you qualify for and interest rate.
What is the FICO score? Do we have that in Canada?
I'm not sure what the equivalent might be.
Yeah, what they do, Marcia, we here in the US, we have like basically three major credit we have TransUnion, Equifax, and
Period.
Experience.
yes, Experian.
We have the first two here in Canada.
Okay, well, FICO kind of puts all that together into one score.
All right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the main one.
So is that like the credit score?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
that's
your credit.
exactly
That's
what it is.
It's your
Yes.
credit score based on your credit card usage and your borrowing usage, like my mortgage, if I'm always been on time with my payments and that type of stuff. And he made a comment that different things like Credit Karma, which I use Credit Karma to monitor stuff. And it has the credit score for, I think it's Equifax and TransUnion. It says those scores are not your true FICO score.
Yeah.
Your true FICO score is probably about, 30 points below what you're actually showing in that. So if you're like, I've got some of my credit card in my banks that have, it will show me the FICO score. So if you got to look for next to that FICO score, if it's got the little registered trademark type of thing, and that's the true FICO score.
And
Right,
you
so
can get it
TransUnion-
myfico.com. You can get it there, myfico.com.
Yeah, there's a subscription.
Yes.
You got to pay for a subscription on that. But he mentioned along this guy has a program that you can get. Let me type it in here. What is it?
Somebody said that TransUnion and Equifax are like the Lamborghini, and Credit Karma and Borrowwell are like the Ladybug Volkswagen. If we're going to talk about, quality.
Yeah, he's got a program that to help people get tens of or hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding within a few months to get you as the business owner fundable. And he's got this getfundablechecklist.com, and it's quite an elaborate checklist. And it literally is just a checklist. And a lot of the stuff doesn't really make sense because it's geared towards his program. So, but I mean, there's you fundable, and then their business fundable sections. But it's a freebie thing, and he's got a little on this getfundablecchecklist.com. When you get that, he's got a little mini webinar that kind of goes over some of the stuff. But it's just a lot of great content was shared last week.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I see we have our featured speaker that just came on board. Welcome, welcome. How are you today?
Oh, hello. How are you, Mike? How are you, Claudio and Nancy? How are you?
Hey, Mike.
I was renaming myself here. I was like, why didn't I say Claudio there? But yeah, I remember my link. Gave me your link, so I was like, oh, okay. That kind of threw me off. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. I got just a couple of more minutes here and then we'll let you get started. Kelly, I know with the economy and all of the different things that's going on with all these new tax laws and all that stuff, I thought maybe if you wanted to, you might give us an update on what you're seeing from your end, because I know it's crazy out there right now.
Yes, it is crazy. The IRS is doing things that are unpredictable, chaotic, bizarre, to be honest. I don't know really, I don't have any firsthand insight of what's going on inside the IRS, but it appears to be messy. We keep hearing about the 87,000 new hires for IRS. That, I believe, is mostly a media stunt to keep people cowering in fear. They talked about these people being armed, and there's two areas of law that IRS is in charge of. One is income taxes, and one is ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms manufacture, and the collection of excise taxes related to those activities. The only IRS agents historically that are ever armed are the ATF. So when they're telling us all these new people are going to be armed, I'm very suspicious. I don't think it is the regular income revenue agents that we think of that are associated with IRS. It's ATF stuff. So also that 87,000 is scheduled to happen over a period of 10 years. It's not all at once. You can't possibly train that many people.
Well, I've also heard that they didn't get approved funding to actually hire them. There's no salary budget for it.
Well, the amount of spending that's going on in the government is so over the top. I mean, we are in uncharted territory with what's happening. And in my opinion, massive amounts of corruption in our government.
Yep.
For them to announce or give the impression that IRS agents are going to knock on doors armed and shake people down to pay their taxes, I'm sorry, that is point blank KGB communism. Absolutely outside of our American founding documents and due process and all that sort of thing. So to me, this is a wake-up call. We need to relearn or learn for the first time what our real rights and responsibilities as Americans are. What they're telling, the TV is toxic poison most of the time. Aside from that, I'm intensely busy because people are waking up. They are wanting remedies. They are, figuring some things out. Nancy, I want to mention just a quick thing on David Straight. He is an excellent speaker, has good information, but I do not recommend paying him any money. He's getting people into trouble. He's telling them they have to go research it on their own. But he's good to listen to. Just keep it at that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of snake oil salesmen out there. You really, really just got to be careful who you listen to. I am primarily promoting something called revocation of election to people that have businesses or their investors or their people that are not earning the bulk of their income from a W-2 job. It's a way to change your status from taxpayer to lawful non-taxpayer, specifically with IRS. And it means that you never file another 1040 tax return the rest of your life, and you're no longer obligated to the income tax code. It is for Americans. It is for people born in either one of the 50 states, naturalized as an American, or their parent was born in one of the 50 states. And as long as you do not hold a federal office or have income directly sourced from the federal government, those are the qualifications for this status change process. So if you have
Fantastic.
any quick questions, I might have forgotten to say something, but
No, I think you covered it. I'm glad. And I know, you know, like you said, this time is absolutely crazy. And, you know, with in the United States, we have our midterm elections coming up on Tuesday. And we're hoping for some big changes there. This group is not about politics, so I don't want to get into that, but y'all all know where I stand on this. I don't have to say anything. I'm all about the entrepreneur and free capitalism. I'm not for giving out handouts and, you know, what is that saying? Give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Well, let's start building some entrepreneurs out here and letting people learn how to take care of themselves and not have a handout for government subsidies all the time. And we talked about generational wealth earlier with Bruce. And that's what I'm all about, man. I want to leave inheritance and entrepreneurial opportunity for my great grandkids. You know, I want them to be able to look back and say, thank goodness our, you know, 5-time grandma saw the vision and set us up for prosperity forever. But again, just like they say on those trusts and all of that stuff, you have to have some things in place, or else you get those spoiled kids and you know, all of that stupid, idiotic, I'm sorry, but you know, the Hiltons and the Kardashians and all of those things. No, I'm about entrepreneurship. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what's going to save America and the world. I
Yes.
mean, you've got those third world countries and all of those things that it just blows my mind. They just need a little bit of money to get them started, to get them out of human trafficking, to let them so they don't have to sell their children, you know, because they're in poverty. All it's going to take is just a little bit of entrepreneurial mindset and a few bucks to help people around the world. And then one last thing that I thought was rather interesting. We had our American Businesswomen Association meeting this past week, and we were talking about how on earth, and I'm going to speak about my area in particular. I'm here in Northwest Florida. I mean, 120 miles of sugar white sand and emerald green water. Okay. A vacation mecca. And we have an unemployment problem. We can't get people to go to work, you know, and I hear that all over the place, but there's jobs to be had. People just don't want to go to work for whatever reason. And my question was, I put it out there. I said, how are these people paying their bills? How are they keeping their lights on? What are they doing? And I thought it was rather interesting. One of our members said, you're on the wrong track, Nancy. It's not that they're getting government handouts and all this stuff. She said, here's what I believe. And she has a PhD. And so she's a very smart lady. So I want to listen to what she has to say. She said, here's what happened. When people were forced to stay home, they realized how much money they were spending going out to eat, how much money they were putting in their gas tank every week, their clothes for being at all their meetings and all of that stuff. And they realized that they had a little entrepreneurial bone in their body, and they started opening up Etsy shops and all these different things, and realized and they could stay at home and take care of their children and work around their school, their children's school schedules and still have enough. It made everybody stop and rethink their priorities. And I stopped for a moment and I said, well, I'm sure that was some of it, because I did see some of it. I don't think it's all of it, and I don't think it's a majority of it. I wish it was. Because for me and for this group, we'd be saying, yeah, come on down. But I don't really think that's all of it, like I said, or the majority. But for us as entrepreneurs, we want to be sowing those seeds of financial hope and entrepreneurial opportunity in communities around the globe. That's what we're about. So I'm going to be quiet, and Mike, come on down. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we look forward to hearing more about your Five Diamond Club. Claudio's given us a little bit of background, and take it away.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Nancy, for this opportunity. Thank you, Claudio, for inviting me. And thank you all for your attention. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. It was quite interesting. I think, Nancy, we had already met, right? I think you looked very familiar. Was it Happy Neighborhood or somewhere?
Yes,
Or somewhere?
yes.
Yeah. So it's great to see you again. Awesome. And will I have the ability to share screen so I can show you all more or less what
Absolutely.
Club is about? Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that then. Oops. Let's see here. There we go. All right. So I won't go into all the full presentation. To honor everyone's time here. Claudia said that we have a hard stop here at the hour, so it won't be that long, but to kind of give you a glimpse of what Five Diamond Club is, we've been in business since 1998. We started 24 years ago, my parents and I, this business. We're based out of Southlake, Texas. It's a small town in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. And these are our main phone numbers. We're very proud accredited business and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. These are our main phone numbers, and our website is fiveddiamondclub.com. Also very proud of our 5-star reviews there within that platform and others. So the problem that we solve in this very large industry, the travel industry, a lot of people don't realize, but it produces $8 trillion every year. It's a very large industry, both on the leisure and the business side. And so there's over 2 billion reservations that occur online, whether it be through travel sites or through hotels directly. And these over 2 billion people in the world, are overpaying for their travel. When we compare it, of course, to our subscriber rates as Five Diamond Club, part of the Five Diamond Club family. So people are spending anywhere from double to quadruple or more in their reservations. And that's the problem that we can help solve. So we can help save the world $4 trillion a year if they would use Five Diamond Club. That comes to an average of about $8,500 a year per family. So a lot of people say, well, how can this happen? The travel industry has become a huge conglomerate of two companies. It's a duopoly. And it's a battle between Bill Gates and Booking Holdings. So Expedia on one hand and Booking Holdings on the other. They have managed to brainwash the whole entire population with their $4 to $6 billion annual budget of advertising and marketing. That's why people think that it's the only option that they have. That whether it be through Booking Holdings sites that are among the most popular ones, and Expedia sites. Between those two companies, they own, companies like Kayak and Priceline and Hotels.com and Trivago and Orbitz and TripAdvisor and all the other ones. So 51% of the people, that's the way they book their travel. You're probably wondering what the other half is doing. The other half is pretty much going direct with the hotels and resorts. Right now, we're looking at Marriott and Hilton. You were talking about the Hiltons a while ago. They have absorbed pretty much almost all the other smaller hotel and resort companies. So it's become an oligopoly. They own pretty much the almost entire market of hotels and resorts. And so that's the other 48.29%. There is a very small percentage, about a 0.07%, that have timeshares. And that number has been decreasing over time, actually. There's about 7 million timeshare owners currently. And so that's another way. And why has it been decreasing? Well, maintenance fees have been ridiculously high over the last decade. And that's because the same major hotel companies have been absorbing the smaller ones, and they have now their own timeshare and vacation ownership programs. So they have raised maintenance fees very, very high. They have made it almost impossible to keep up with those properties that people are paying into. Of course, you have other companies as well that belong to that timeshare group as well. I don't know how you all reserve your travel. These are the three main options. Of course, there's other options like Airbnb, and Vrbo, which are also owned by these major companies and whatnot. But financially, Five Diamond Club can definitely help, liberate that financial burden and, for it to be a safe haven. And so for people to come on a call with us and things like that, we usually, don't have a very deep budget for advertising and things like that. So everything is based on referrals. And because of that, we like to give a complimentary vacation. So if you share your email there on the chat, I will make sure that you get, each of you a complimentary vacation just for listening, what we're about and having that option. Sorry, I don't know why I did that, but and also a restaurant savings voucher. The restaurant savings voucher is only valid in the US or Canada, but if you live in one of those two countries, then or you travel to one of those two countries, then you can certainly use it. So our mission and passion is really giving families access to a world of happiness, togetherness, and appreciation by providing world-class luxury experiences, personalized service, privileges, and benefits, giving you the ability to splurge every time without affecting your budget. So how are we different from other travel companies? First of all, we do care about you and your family. We want to bring the best value and service. Unlike other travel companies, you're not a number to us. You really become a part of the Five Diamond Club family. This business started with my parents and I as co-founders, and now my wife and 4 children are also involved in the business, aside from our team members, of course. It all started when I started working at American Airlines. That's where I created this concept. It started as an interline travel program, basically just catering to airline employees in the United States. And my parents already had been in the travel industry, so I already had a passion for travel after school. I remember always going to the couple of different travel agencies here in Texas, and also the one that they had in Cancun occasionally to help out, after school or during my vacation time and things like that. So I grew up with that in my bloodstream, if you will. So, we've always been involved in travel in one way or another. This is part of our sales team here. We're a product of the product. We've been able to travel all over the world thanks to, the Five Diamond Club pre-negotiated rates that we have. And we don't profit on the travel side of it, on the reservations like every other companies do. We only profit on the subscription. So we pay the exact same amount that any of our subscribers would, with Five Diamond Club. It permits you to have this type of lifestyle. Right now I'm in Cancun, Mexico, which is just recently, I was able to meet in person Claudio. I had met Claudio a long time ago online. I guess it was probably a year and a half ago, maybe, or something like that, in online networking group. And now we were able to meet in person on his anniversary trip to Xcaret over here in this area. And getting almost at the end of this vacation time, I'll actually be in Texas for next week this time around. But yeah, this is a little bit about our company history. We also started offering our benefits to government employees in the United States. That was because it became a natural market for me when I started working at the FBI prior to 9/11 in 2001, in January of 2001. So I was there when all the big changes happened and everything. And then we took it to the public in 2018, and we couldn't before because our contracts prohibited us from offering it to general public. You had to be either a U.S. government or a U.S. airline-based employee to be eligible for our program. So we just got through celebrating our 24th anniversary this year in April. We had a huge party, and we invited all our founding members there. So those are all the retro pictures of our different logos that we've had throughout the years and whatnot. We have a 96% client loyalty, so our subscribers love our program. They stay with our program once they're with us. And so it really speaks highly of our support staff, and of course of the service that we provide, with the leadership and the quality vacations that we offer. We can definitely take you to different types of resorts and destinations. I'm going to skip here the questions that I actually ask usually on an individual basis and really get to the meat of the program. But just to give you an idea, we are not a timeshare company, so you don't get a deed to a particular brand of companies or anything like that, because you actually belong to a network where you get access to all the different resort companies and hotels and cruise lines and everything else. We're not a travel club or wholesaler. We're not a travel agency. We're not an online travel site. We're not a large corporation. We're not a network marketing or multi-level marketing. And I don't mean that in a negative there, because my parents were network marketers for a very long time. Absolutely love the concept. The only difference here is that we do give referral fees as a thank you, but it's not set up where you have to sign up 5 people and they have to sign up another 5 and so forth. So that's why we're not considered one of those types of organizations. We're not a timeshare company, so we're not going to put you through 4 or 5 sales representatives or anything like that like they do. Again, timeshare is a very, very expensive concept these days. In order to get a high quality timeshare, you need to invest a huge amount and then a huge maintenance fee every single year for just vacationing 1 week every single year. This is an example with Disney. You need over 500 points for a 2-bedroom villa for 1 week out of the year every single year. And then aside from the almost $100,000 investment, you're also having to invest almost $4,800, every single year to keep up with those properties, the club service fee or maintenance fee, whatever they call it. Again, even if we go the budget route, we know that the budget hotels are raising prices every single day we turn around. I don't even say every year now, because now, it's gotten to the ridiculous point. How on earth would you be able, in whose right mind would you pay $260 to stay in a 1-star or 2-star hotel like a Motel 6, $260 a night? And it's getting to that point. If that wasn't enough, how about $600 for 1 night at a Super 8? Again, these prices are just going to the ridiculous amounts, and they're taking advantage because these are large corporations. Accor and Wyndham and Hilton are the ones that own all these, smaller companies that they just absorbed. So it's really getting, to a point where it's getting very, very expensive to travel. Of course, if we go the luxury route, it's getting even more expensive. $3,000 a night for Waldorf Astoria and for 1 night in Hawaii. It's getting very, very expensive. And anywhere we go, we're facing the same prices. And why is that? Well, one, because it's a duopoly of travel sites, and of course the hotels and resorts is another oligopoly, and they're not going to sacrifice their prices. And they have come to an agreement to do what's called a rate parity policy, meaning that the prices are not going to vary, but within a maximum of 15% between the different distribution channels. Fortunately, only public sites are subject to rate parity policy. Private clubs like us are not. So we don't fall into that category. Now, everybody here on the public side gets their inventory from 4 of the major companies that belong to the global distribution system. So all of these, reservations are really being channelized through one of these 4 companies. Whether you are a travel agent, a hotel or car rental agency, an airline, and you're doing those vacation packages, it's all coming through those 4. They also have what's called dynamic pricing on the different travel websites, even other types of websites like Amazon and Walmart and all of these, the major retailers are doing it now. The airlines started this concept, then the hotels followed, and now pretty much all the major retailers. But now it's controlled by artificial intelligence. And what dynamic pricing means is they base it on supply and demand and based on your history of where you're shopping. So they have your IP addresses, they have your social media accounts, they have your Google signed in accounts, so they know exactly where you're shopping, what you're looking for. And that's why you see all these pop-up ads come, whenever you're surfing the internet for something. It's not a coincidence. It's because it's artificial intelligence. It's robots, spying on you and getting to know what your travel habits are, what your budget is. They know your income level and they know how much you're willing to spend. Now, here is a behind the scenes look of the Expedia Group Partner Central, which controls all the Expedia owned sites. So with one click of a button, it changes 100 different sites, which are all the Expedia ones, hotels.com, Trivago, Travelocity, Orbitz, all of those. So you can see the very different prices in this property. For example, it's the same property, same type of room, and you see prices ranged anywhere from $14 to $20,000 for one night. This is ridiculous, but this is why, dynamic pricing is so effective for them, because they're probably seeing that person that's looking at July 22nd is a wealthy person and is willing to pay $20,000 for that night. They probably see that maybe somebody that is not so wealthy, is looking at July 23rd, and they change the price to $14. So you see this happening, and this is the type of world that we live in. The booking search engine is exactly the same way. This is the behind the scenes, booking.com partner central for them. And this one controls their 100 sites, 100 plus sites. So again, this is, very unfortunate, but this is the way the majority of the people are booking. Now, those 7 million timeshare owners are becoming very frustrated, and they are getting rid of their timeshares because Marriott has purchased Interval, Wyndham has purchased RCI, and now they've made it to a point where there's no direct contracts or relationships with the hotels or resorts. It is only a timeshare bank. What does that mean? They have to wait for a timeshare owner to deposit a week in order to have inventory. So yes, you have a beautiful catalog, you have a beautiful website with 4,500 different options. However, more than not, you're going to see not available in some of the many of the weeks that you're wanting to travel, because they are dependent on the timeshare owners depositing their own weeks. It's not that they have access to the inventory to that 30, 40, 45% of the hotel that is empty. They will never give access, to that type of inventory. Now, if you reserve the direct retail route, you're really not saving any money. If you reserve with travel sites, the most that you can save is probably 15%. With timeshares, because you're investing a huge amount up front and an ongoing one with the service fees, if you compare it to the retail rates, you are saving on average about 25% because you're financing their beautiful resorts and hotels that they're going to do there forward. If you belong to a multi-level marketing network, marketing travel club, they have a hybrid. So you're saving a little bit of money, but they're still making money off of you on the subscription and also on the travel reservations. With us, we do net pricing. So we cut all the intermediaries. So that's why it's a huge savings, because we're passing on all the savings to you, and you're really just paying, a very small subscription amount. So you're saving an average of 65%. Of course, that is average. So it can go, up to 70, 75%, sometimes even more. With our ultra luxury, it's a unique concept where you're only paying taxes and fees. This is a select group of properties at the AAA 5 diamond rating, levels, which is the highest level that hotel or resort can have. So it's a true up to 80%, not up to a guaranteed 80% savings because you're only paying taxes and fees. And currently the largest tax bracket, including the fees, is 20%. With the VIP concept, it's a very unique concept in which with one single investment, you can subscribe to our program, be a member, and have all expenses included. That one is not inexpensive. It is up there with luxury. We compete with luxury real estate, with luxury condos and things like that. So you can kind of get an idea of the pricing there, because it is meant for people that want to permanently also live this type of lifestyle like we've been living for the last 6 years. It's absolutely a wonderful, carefree, stress-free environment that you can live in. So we know that our program, our 5 Diamond Club, is going to be disruptive, just like these small companies that are now large companies, started out. They had a concept, they had a great idea, and it went viral after a while after people got to know it. Why do we think that? Why do we believe that? First of all, we have access to the world's largest network. We have over 4 million travel options around the world. We do net pricing, which no other travel companies do or have access to the type of rates that we have. There's no markups. There's no profits. There's a low cost subscription to attract really to the mass market. That we give access to true wholesale prices that have been pre-negotiated even before the internet was large and everything. Most of them have been from the late 90s. It's a very convenient, user-friendly subscriber portal with full live inventory that gives you immediate confirmations. And we also service travel companies as a private label program to give them access to our inventory as travel partners too. We, of course, have the unlimited vacations, ultra luxury experience, and the VIP as well. We don't have very deep pockets like the multi-billion dollar companies like Expedia and Booking Holdings. So we reward, our subscribers with referral fees and referral rewards. Sorry, tongue twister there. So that's the way we kind of get the word out. At this time, about 90% of our business comes through referrals and word of mouth. A lot of people ask us why, or how this concept is. Why are the hotels doing this? They have a huge problem. At this point, there's about 16.97 million rooms actually that are in the inventory worldwide. About 6 million go unsold every single year. That's 35% on average that goes unsold, throughout the world. So that's a huge problem for them. Of course, the more costly room that a hotel can have is the empty room, right? The empty room, because they're not making absolutely any profit off of them. They prefer to have warm bodies in there that are at least going to make up maybe with the profits going into the restaurant, into their spa, to their casino, to their golf club, maybe buy a tour from them at the tour desk, go to their golf club, things like that. So they have other points of sale where they can make up for profit. It also helps them at least keep their overhead, going, the payroll, the light on. They'll leave the light on for you. That's the Motel 6 one. But it takes care of the mortgage, the utilities, and things like that. So that's why they're doing it. We do cover all vacation styles. So it's not just resorts, even though that's the bulk of our program, because that's where you're going to see the dramatic savings. Also on the cruises. But we also cover everything from $6 a night hostel with a bunk bed for backpackers or camping sites, all the way to 22 bedroom mansions in Turks and Caicos. So we do cover every type of vacation style. We cover hotels and motels, bungalows, igloos, cabins, camping, glamping, RV sites, castle resorts, submarine hotels, yacht experiences. We do cover it all. I like to put this example always out there, because sometimes a lot of people don't realize or cannot grasp the concept of how such a large price difference is possible. But it is very tangible, this example here, because we're all used to paying different prices for a soda, right? We see soda in a vending machine at Walmart and it's only 75 cents. But we buy that same soda in a movie theater and it's $6. We buy it at Disney World and it's $4. We buy it at a restaurant, it's $3. So we know that. And if we actually paid a Sam's Club membership or a Costco membership, we can get it for even less, for 35 cents. And it's the same product. Bottled water, oh my gosh, I was amazed at this difference in price. And I went to a restaurant in Beverly Hills and I had to take a picture of the menu because I could not believe my eyes that they were selling a bottle of water for $20. When I can get a similar bottle of water, maybe not the same brand, but the same bottle of water, in Costco for 25 cents. We're talking about an 8,000% price difference. So these price differences occur in our society and everything that we buy, even though we don't realize it. And it for sure happens in travel. If you take a survey on board any flight, on board any cruise, or any hotel property, you'll find out that everybody is paying a different price and they're getting the same exact type of room, the same type of seat assignment, the same type of cabin, same type of service, and everybody's paying different prices for it. So this is what happens in the travel industry. But here we're talking about the same percentages, but very different, because we're talking about either hundreds or thousands of dollars in differences. So this is the type of way that we can solve, your pocketbook basically, or anybody that you refer to us. If we look at inflation in the hotel or hospitality industry, it's been on the upward position regardless of the financial crisis that we had in 2008, 2009, and that we had in 2019 and 2020. It's still in the upward direction, and it will continue to go in the upward direction, especially with luxury travel. That one is unstoppable. So we have programs that fit all different lifestyles, all different budgets too. So no matter what your situation is, your financial situation is, we do have vacations for all budgets, and we also have subscriptions to fit all budgets. With our lifetime lifestyle subscription, you get over 100 benefits. So I won't get into the details of all of the benefits because there's so many of them, but you do get one complimentary vacation every single year for yourself and whoever you listed as a co-subscriber. That co-subscriber does not have to be your spouse or partner. It can be anybody. It can be a friend. It can be a family member. It can be a colleague, whoever you'd like. You get over 30 destinations in the United States to choose from, and you're only having to pay the taxes and fees. The taxes and fees are very nominal. These are 3 to 5 star hotels. These are 3 to 5 night options, and these are for 2 adults. Some will allow for children as well in great destinations throughout the United States. You also get one international complimentary vacation every single year with over 80 destinations now to choose from worldwide. These are 3 to 7 night options. This is an up to $1,875 value per vacation for you and your subscriber as well. Here's some examples here. And so to kind of give you an idea, for example, a 7-night complimentary vacation, which is worth up to $1,400 in Phuket, Thailand, for example, just put this example, the taxes and fees on that would only be $196, and you're staying at a 4-star, category resort, which is a beautiful property. Here are some of the recent examples, of some of our customers that book. Expensive example would be Antalya, Turkey, right now on our list, which is a 3-night vacation at a 4-star property, and you're only having to pay $57 of taxes and fees. The most expensive example right now on our list is 5 nights to Hawaii. Beautiful 4-star property in front of the beach. $349 is all you pay in taxes and fees for this $1,645 value vacation. Those are the complimentary vacations that we give through our lifetime subscription. However, with our lifestyle subscription, you also have like 100 embedded within one because we partner with other networks. So with one subscription, you get access to basically 100 or more benefits. You get access to all types of savings in the entertainment, travel industry, transportation, but also on your everyday savings as well. All of your lifestyle, whether it be eating out or shopping or services, your bills or things like that too. You get a built-in savings calculator within your portal, so you can kind of keep track of the savings and kind of see how you're getting your return on investment. Now, our average with our subscribers, what they report to us is $8,500 a year in savings. So if you multiply that over a 30-year span, let's say, hopefully a lifespan will be even more than that, but let's say just 30 years to be conservative. We're talking a huge amount of money that would have just gone into waste into the travel industry. You can pay a house with that. You can pay a Harvard education with that. You can pay a luxury exotic car with that, or just a lot of nice vacations, or maybe just be set for retirement or pay off your debt. So there's a lot of cool things you can do. Again, that's what we're all about, is bringing, money back to your pocket. We do have, for peace of mind purposes, not that this is used almost none of the times, because we truly do have unbeatable rates, but we do have that for peace of mind, the 110% price match guarantee. In the event that you do find something, maybe it was a Black Friday sale or something, you plug it in, and we'll compare it to the reservation that you did, and we will basically not only match it, but improve it by 10%, and it would be deposited into your rewards account there. So our concept is very, very simple. We are basically giving you access to stay at 5-star properties for the price of a 2-star or 1-star. That's kind of our concept here. Here's an evidence of it. For example, City Express Downtown Hotel, 2-star, $129 a night during summertime in Cancun. With us, it's actually affiliated to us, so you can get a very deep discount. You can get it for $48. But why stay there when you can stay for a similar price in a 5-star beachfront hotel, all inclusive? For example, here at the Emporio for $91.99. You'd be saving quite a bit there. So again, this is our concept. Basically with no privacy, small budget motel. For that same price that you would pay there, you can stay in luxury condos and luxury hotels and resorts. Here's another example, Motel 6 versus Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas, going for $99 on booking.com here, including the taxes and fees, is $88 plus 11. With us, it's $74.99. They are affiliated actually with us, so you will save a few dollars there. But if you go to Planet Hollywood, it usually costs $124 to $176. With us, it's only $88.99. So it's the price of that Motel 6, basically, that you're staying at a beautiful casino resort in Las Vegas on the Strip. So again, and this is Christmas time here that we're looking at. So again, you get access also to the timeshare properties. The timeshare properties would usually have you buy a timeshare before you have access to them. Most are private clubs. With us, you actually get access to those private clubs. You get access worldwide, throughout the world, in all the continents, including Antarctica, all the different countries and territories that exist in the world, really. You have the ability to check in and check out at any time. You get access to everything from 1 night to 30-night or more options. Starting at $7 a night. You have same-day reservations all the way up to 18 months in advance. You can either pay on your subscriber portal or pay at the hotel. In many of the properties, they offer those two options. There's no restrictions, no blackout dates. You get immediate confirmation sent to your email because it is live inventory. Our system communicates with the hotel's systems. Our portal is international, meaning that you can pay in pretty much any currency and also view it in any language. For example, the main features here would be translated, to those different languages. Here we're seeing Mandarin and we're seeing Spanish here. We do partner with all the major brands, but also, everything else that is available pretty much, even if it's not a known brand. So you can travel to luxury properties like Four Seasons and Waldorf Astoria and Ritz-Carlton. You can go to entertainment brands like Walt Disney, Nickelodeon, and Hard Rock. You can go to the premium brands like Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, and Sheraton and Westin, or international brands like Fiesta Americana and Tafer and Riu and Adagio and Ona and Xcaret and all of these other beautiful properties here. When you subscribe, you get access immediately. You get sent an email with your welcome message, your username, your password, and everything, so you can log into your portal. Once you log into your portal, my advice is to use the best savings filter, which is highlighted in blue there for you. This will give you the highest percentage savings first. And you're always going to see, if it's available on the public side, 2 rates. The green one is the public rate, which is the lowest one available according to Google from the Google feed, because Google kind of compares all the different travel sites for us. And then the black rate, which is our subscriber rate. So here we're looking at Christmas time in Las Vegas, just for an example, and these are the different ones that we're looking at here. This is Orlando. You'll see all types of properties, like this top property here in, where is it, Polanco, Mexico City, is actually an Airbnb type of property. It's a home. So you'll see those type of properties in our platform as well. You'll see all-inclusive resorts. You'll see budget hotels. We have different filters for you to, so you can just, look for whatever it is you're wanting to find. These are examples in Paris and Tokyo, and the list would just go on and on. So here is an apples to apples, kind of comparison. Let's say you're wanting to spend summertime in Las Vegas and you're wanting to go nonetheless to the Bellagio. During the summertime in Trivago, which is a travel search engine, which kind of compares the lowest public rates, it was $459 a night during the summertime. With us, that same exact reservation, the same dates as you noticed there on the screen, was $173.99 only. So on the public, it was $285 more for every single night. If we compare it to other travel clubs, they partner with the same technology companies that we do. So all of the features are going to be looking almost the same, maybe just the colors will vary. But the key feature here is that they do not have net pricing like we do. They don't have the negotiations that we do. So, their savings is going to be way less. And why is that? Because travel clubs is a new concept that just came about, I think about probably 8 to 10 years ago, more or less. So, by then, the internet was already, pretty much big. The duopoly of the travel site companies were pretty big too. So they weren't looking to negotiate, as low as they did in the 90s, which were when we were negotiating back then. So that's why their pricing is very, very different. So you're still looking to pay, a little bit less than you would in a travel site, but you are going to pay a lot more than you would if you were a Five Diamond Club subscriber. Again, we partner with the same technology company because they already have, all their nuts and bolts in place, and it makes sense for us to outsource it because it's too much to keep up with. 4 million options. Imagine how many employees I would have just to keep up with the inventory. So that's the reason we outsource the technology part of it. In terms of more exotic location, let's say Riviera Maya and all gourmet inclusive with a bungalow over water overseeing the Caribbean there. Absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend it. We were there for our 15th anniversary. Absolutely loved it. But a vacation like that on the public side, if you go on Google, will cost anywhere from $1,749 to up to $3,300 or more per night during spring break, which is a heavy season for this area in Riviera Maya. With us, it's only $958. So we're looking at a $790 difference. Some travel clubs, I have no idea how, they get their inventory. You'll see actually in the next example is, not in this one, but in the next one, I got confused. You'll see a very drastic difference here. This was with Conrad. With Conrad Ringali, it has an under the water ocean resort aside from the bungalows over water. And so if you go in an underwater suite on the public side, it costs about $3,700. With us, it's $3,018. So you save about $762. But if you compare it to other travel clubs, I have no idea. This is what I was talking about earlier. I got confused. We're talking about a $17,000 difference. I have no idea how they price it at $20,000. Honestly, I thought that this was just ridiculous because you're actually having to pay a travel club a subscription, and then they give you this type of pricing. It makes no sense when you can find it, cheaper in the Google side. But that does happen, from time to time for those.
Was that per night?
Yes, it is per night during Christmas time in Ringali Island at the Conrad.
20,000.
Yeah. And now exotic and luxury is not all we do. Again, we do also do budget hotels. This is an example in Dallas, Texas of a Holiday Inn Express, which would be $91 a night on the public side. With us, it's $57.99. So again, you can also use it for road trips and you'll save quite a bit, on each one. So it does make sense to become a subscriber, even if you're not using it for luxury vacations. Because again, travel clubs will give you some discount, but not too much of a discount, as you can see here on the screen. Now, those are all hotels. In terms of resorts, condos, which are usually timeshare or fractional ownership or vacation ownership companies, they usually are very exclusive and they only allow their members or those that belong to timeshare exchange companies. We are an exception to that rule. So we do give access to the whole network of resorts, not just part of the network, but it's 32,000 resorts worldwide that you can choose from. So here you have options of anything from a standard room all the way up to a 5-bedroom residence, villa, or estate. So you have a plethora of options here. Of course, resorts, people love going to resorts because they sometimes don't even have to leave the resort. You know, you have activities for all ages, whether you're an adult or a child, a teenager. You already have a lot of restaurants there that provide different specialties. You have pampering, the great service, exceptional service. You have safety and security, you know, that peace of mind at the resorts as well, as they are very safe and secure. So if you book these resorts, usually they do have minimum stays of 3, 4, 5, or 7 nights. So here I'm comparing 7 nights because that's where you get the most for your money's worth. When you book on a weekly basis, let's say you go to Google here and you find a nice 2-bedroom condo in Branson, Missouri, at the Club Wyndham, you're going to be paying close to $2,700, you know, for a whole week. With us, that same exact reservation in a 2-bedroom condo at a 5-star resort for 8 people, you're only paying $442. So, you know, there's where you're going to get the big chunk of savings there when you're booking on a weekly basis at these type of resorts, because this is unheard of. You know, $2,200 of savings there, you know, in these types of reservations. Here's another example in Puerto Rico, where we only saw it on Expedia here, Mara St. Clair. It was $3,300 during Memorial Week. And only $872 with us. So again, $2,400 difference there. Sometimes, as I said, you know, you won't see it available at all on the public side, just because, you know, it's a private club, like this example here in Los Cabos. And not because of that, we're going to take advantage of you and try to, you know, upcharge or anything like that. We do the same net pricing, $444 for people, 7 nights in Los Cabos. At a beautiful resort. So, you know, you'll see these examples all the time. Now, on the weekly side, there are some travel clubs, again, that partner with the same technology company that we do. That's actually a different company than the technology partner that partners with us in terms of the nightly, because they have different inventory systems when it's these types of reservations. So the site is going to almost look exactly the same, with maybe some features that are added on us and that you won't see with travel clubs. That would be, I guess, the exception there. But the main focus here is the savings part of it. They don't provide or provide very little savings, as you can see there from the public price. And then with us, you do get, you know, quite a bit of savings there, like this example here in the Manhattan in New York City during Christmas. This example here in the Bahamas, all inclusive, a $1,690 difference. This example here in Hawaii for a $3,000 difference here, 5-star vacation at the Ritz-Carlton, or this kind of exotic boutique hotel resort in Tulum with a $6,900 difference. Again, these are just some examples. We also give you access to last minute deals. Last minute deals doesn't mean you have to go and pack right now and leave right now. It just means that you're booking within a 2-month window period. So if you book from 2 months in advance or less, you get access to phenomenal pricing. We've stayed as low as $49 for 7 nights. About 8 weeks ago, we stayed at the El Cid La Ceiba in Cozumel, beachfront 4-star hotel for 5 of us in a 2-bedroom villa, and only paid $49 for the whole week. So here we have examples in Orlando starting at $252 for a whole week, $85 for a whole week in Thailand, starting at $125 in Africa, $183 in Brazil for a whole week, $75 in Indonesia, and the list would just go on and on. So that's where the bulk of savings is with resorts, with hotels, with all types of accommodations. If you're booking other types of accommodations that are only featured on certain sites like Airbnb or Vrbo, that's because they have, we and they only have contracts with the actual owners of the properties. So anybody can list their home, their condo, their apartment, or what have you. We don't profit at all. We don't take any commissions. So here, what you're really only going to save is, since it's not a company that we negotiated prices with, it's the same owner. They usually just want the same amount, whether it be through whatever platform. Then what you're really going to save is only the percentage that goes to the service fee or the administrative service fee or commission, whatever they call it, of that particular site or company. So it's not going to be more than 25%. It's usually going to be in the 5 to 25% range. For example, this one is an 8%, savings here. But we do offer that as a service more than anything. And cruises, we have a lot of value adds that usually the cruise line would not give you. So aside from the phenomenal pricing access that you have, you also have a lot of value adds. And what I mean by this, at the bottom here of the screenshot, you'll see where there's a star and it says more offers than the cruise line. For example, a 4-category upgrade or paying an ocean view and getting a balcony cabin. Onboard credit up to $1,000 for you to spend in the spa and the casino and the excursions, the gratuities, what have you. Different cruise lines do different things for us though. So it kind of depends what cruise line you're booking with. For example, MSC right now is giving free alcohol drink packages to our subscribers and also free Wi-Fi, which Wi-Fi is pretty expensive on a ship. If you've experienced that before, they charge you per device and per night about $15 to $20, depending on what cruise line you go to. Free balcony upgrade, up to $500 spending and things like that. So you'll see anything from 1-night cruises all the way to 200-night cruises or more. These are the world voyages, of course, and all types of cruise lines, everything from river and ocean cruises, from popular, premium, all the way to luxury cruise lines as well. You also get access to vacation packages and safaris, land, sea, and rail. So if you're wanting to include everything and bundle it up into a package, you also have that ability. You'll save even more with that. You also get savings on airlines, but airlines, it's going to be more on the airlines that are luxury or expensive flights, over the seas kind of flights, because really we're only saving you here on the taxes that you're paying, not the taxes, sorry, the fees that you're paying. So the fees are the administrative or the travel agency or the travel site fees that I'm referring to, which usually will be no more than 35%. If it is a budget flight like Southwest Airlines, FunJet, I don't know, all these charter flights in the budget airlines, you're not going to save as much. I mean, my example was, for example, I fly from Paris Beauvais to Barcelona round trip, and I paid 59 euros, and it was going to be 67. So I only saved 8 euros there. But again, when you multiply that times 6 of us that were going, then, it comes out to a nice chunk of change there. In terms of other types of vehicle rentals, then you do get savings, whether it be car rental, yacht rentals, especially because these are on the hour. Imagine being on a 46-foot yacht in the Caribbean with 14 of your friends, and only paying what you would have paid for a jet ski or a wave runner, $180 an hour with captain and tour guide included. So definitely take advantage of those. Sports, concerts, golfing, shows, over 1 million tickets available to 80,000 plus events, all types of entertainment, whether it be a movie theater or all the way up to Disney World and everything in between, city passes and things like that, you get savings on. Day passes as well. If you just want to spend a nice day and not spend the night at the hotel, just to take advantage of their amenities or whatnot, you can do that. Day pass at the airport lounges as well. You don't have to become a member of them. Also parking, transportation is available at a discount. You get access to vacation insurance. Vacation insurance is going to cover pretty much your trip interruption and cancellation fully, and also your medical, dental, emergency assistance, AD&D, and other things there. So again, this is, the type of benefits that you can get with Five Diamond Club. We're saving a lot of people a lot of money every single year. Just this year alone, we've saved people over $100 million. So these are just some of the people that have.
This resort is awesome. So we just want to say thank you for an amazing trip. And we probably saved over $1,000 for sure.
This would not have been possible without you.
I'll cut it short just because of time purposes, because you also get savings in your everyday life. As I said, restaurant stores, over 1 million vendors, streaming services, movie theaters, other types of services, bill negotiation, and a lot more. Again, the program, let me just take you real quick before we run out of time to the website, is very, very affordable. We do have a lifetime lifestyle subscription, which is the one that's going to give you the most value. It also gives you more complimentary stuff. It gives you 2 complimentary luxury vacations at the 5 Diamond level. And it also gives you the one in Revel Vallarta and one in Riviera Maya. That's at the 5 diamond level. And it also gives you, of course, all the other benefits that would come with the lifestyle subscription, just a monthly subscription. And it also gives you access to 1 complimentary vacation every year, as I mentioned before on the call. Let me see here. Share. Okay, so I'm on the page now. Again, that's $2,997 for the lifetime subscription, and it has a fixed $29 a month service fee. That's the current promotional price that we have right now. We've had it through the pandemic for a while. We foresee it, incrementing in price gradually to what it was. The regular price was $9,997. You can pay it off in monthly payments for 24 months. Also, you would get the full benefits with the exception of the 2 complimentary 7-night AAA 5 diamond rating property vacations, which only exclude taxes and fees. Those are very nice gifts because these are valued at $20,000 plus dollars. These vacations. So they're beautiful, properties. Or you can also opt for the monthly subscription. The difference with the monthly subscription is that you don't get access to the weekly rates, only the nightly rates, meaning that there is a cap of 65% in savings there, because on a weekly basis, they go even higher than 65%. That's why it says 65% average on the lifetime. And on the monthly subscription, it only says up to 65%. That would be the main difference, aside from the complimentary vacations not being part of the program, and that it's for an individual user. Now, as many people as you want can accompany you, but on the lifetime, you get 2 users basically, so both of you can take advantage of the offerings, and you also get those $500 savings credit immediately in your account to be able to use. But other than that, you get all the other, 85 plus benefits here, and then you get the whole 100 benefits here on the lifetime one. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. I know it was a lot of information and everything. Try to cover it in what I usually do in a couple of hours, to condense it in these 45 minutes that I had. But kind of, hitting the key points there. But I don't know if anybody has any questions for me.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a couple of questions. Early on the price comparisons that you were doing, I gather those were nightly rates that you were comparing, and the last couple examples looked like it was a weekly, what the total for the week was. Is that true?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's correct. Yes.
So now I'm gathering, I just got back, I spent 6 nights in Reno at a hotel for a conference, and I'm with WorldMark by Wyndham and that timeshare, so I was actually able to use my timeshare points to pay for the hotel, but it didn't cover the resort fees, which that's another money grab that a lot of hotels and resorts are doing. So I'm gathering that this doesn't necessarily give you a discount on or include resort fees, right? That would have to be on top.
Some resorts do and some don't, and it would be specified there when you're reserving there. Yeah, if there's any time a fee that you have to pay at the resort, it would be mentioned there in the checkout process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I tried another travel club also, and what I noticed, like for airfare, they didn't have all of the flights that on their system, and they were actually higher than if I booked directly with the airline. So just curious.
Yeah, it does happen with a lot of travel clubs because they're feeding off of one of the 4 global distribution system companies, whether it be Sabre or WorldSpan or Amadeus or something like that. With us, we have 3 types of inventory. So we have pre-negotiations already with the 4 major companies of the global distribution system. So we do provide that type of inventory. That's why it's 4 million options. But we also have the majority of the relationships and the majority of the great savings is going to occur with the ones that we have a direct relationship with, the hotels and resorts with no intermediaries at all. So that's going to be with your major hotel, resort, cruise companies, airlines, et cetera, all the different travel partners. And then the third type of inventory, honestly, are most of our members don't use. It's the timeshare bank, where we're affiliated with everything related to timeshare. But these are timeshare owners that deposit their weeks, and usually they're trying to make up for their maintenance fee at least. So usually it's about 2 to 3 times larger than they would, so unless it's something like a very exclusive property that's maybe not available or something like that with our other 2 types of inventories, our members really don't look at that inventory too much. It's used in less than 7% of the occasions. So,
Thanks.
yeah.
And
I do need to get off the call because I actually have another call. Somebody waiting for me in my waiting room. I already got a text.
thank you
here, but,
so very much.
But thank you so
very
much. I did put my email. If somebody, if anybody has other questions or something like that, thank you so much, everybody, for your attention. And reach out to me. I'd love to connect with each and every one of you. And if you have questions too.
And
So Mikey-
I recorded
Mikey could
this,
stay in
Mike, so
chat.
that I can recorded this, so I'll be sending this out to all of our members, just so you know.
Amazing. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Michael.
so much. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Nancy.
for coming
Thank
on.
you,
Thank you.
Claudia. Thank you, Claudio. I appreciate it.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
One of the key factors there also that I don't know if y'all caught this or not, but they was able to negotiate all these contracts years ago. That's why they can do what they're doing, because times have changed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Truly.
It's hard to say
truly.
what the duration of those contracts are. So when they come up, obviously they're gonna probably go
Right.
up too, but
And
Well,